Hello, everyone, and now welcome to this series between Isork and Michael taking place here on Isork, the top left, Michael spawning as the Gray Undead. Gonna go ahead and speed things up until the 1 minute 30-second mark, just because, well, or 1 minute 45, just because not much really happens, and I'm in a bit of a time crunch today. Time crunch what do you think it means, Arya? All right, it means that I need to be faster. I have a crunch on my time. A little bit more pressure. Okay.
It's super funny when the finals is running around.
All right. Blade Master coming out here. We are looking at a single Voodoo Lounge and a Blade Master. No barracks as of yet, so we should be looking at a very fast tech to tier 2 with Blade Master harassment. Selling that Scroll of Town Portal, picking up Healing Salve, Clarity Potion, and a Scroll of Speed. On the opposite end of the map, we're looking at a Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord this time around, actually, is it going to go south here, get some skeletons before making its way off to the north, or is it going to just try and go straight after the creep camp? And that is what it's going to do. Blade Master is already in position to try and put in a bit of pressure. Ziggurat is already coming into play as the Blade Master, well, what is going down here? A little bit of damage. Blade Master now already surrounded. There's Dust of Appearance. And what is Isork doing? He stole the item and he got the experience. So that was the big push right there as the Blade Master going to try and finish off things, picking up that Manual of Health. All right, Crypt Lord does have a little bit of experience trying to finish off a little bit of units. What's going to go down here? Is he going to be able to finish that off? No, as the Crypt Lord is taking a large amount of damage. Crypt Lord down to 176 hit points. Blade Master, well, with that Ring of Regeneration. And are we going to see Michael lose that unit? Yes, he does. Blade Master now able to escape away and taking down that level 1 Crypt Lord. What is he going to do here? Perhaps try and use up a Healing Salve and hide away a bit. Picks up a Circlet of Nobility as that Dust of Appearance is going to be coming to an end. All right, straight out of the gate, losing the level 1 Crypt Lord. Blade Master having a bit of benefit as well, as it's going to try and take down some Apprentice Wizards here and pick up some items, and, well, take away some of the experience as well. All right, picking up a Mantle of Intelligence. Is it going to also get to level 2 during this time? It looks like that is the case, finishing off the remainder of these units and perhaps going to be using a Healing Salve too. All right, there's that Healing Salve. This is going to try and Wind Walk away, or Wind Walk once more, put pressure down onto this expansion. Meanwhile, the tech to tier 2 is nearly done, as the Blade Master is very strong out of the gate here. Crypt Lord still back now onto the field, but still licking his wounds from earlier. Claws of Attack +5 picked back up. Blade Master going after the Haunted Goldmine here, trying to prevent this Haunted Goldmine from being up and operational. Michael adjusting his strategy from the previous game, opting to do a much earlier fast expansion or time, as the Dust of Appearance reveals that Blade Master. Blade Master is going to be able to get away. It looks like he will be able to do exactly that, and Impale would not allow for the surround as the Blade Master was already windwalked. All right, coming back again, Blade Master heading back off to the north. Gonna go ahead and walk away here. Meanwhile, back over here to the top left, we are going into a Tauren Totem, as a Shadow Hunter is going to be that second follow-up hero. Blade Master and that Crypt Lord both sitting on even levels, as the army of Isork is still rather small. And normally at this stage, wow, we are already going into tier 3. Normally in this stage, you want the Shadow Hunter to be creeping alongside grunts, while the Blade Master is just doing a bit of harassment. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to see that here, as the Blade Master finishes off, picks up a Wand of Mana Stealing, and now going to use a Scroll of Speed to try and get away. One grunt being left behind here, a little bit of damage. What is going on? Scroll of Speed normally means that you're trying to just retreat back. There goes a ghoul, but we may not see a retreat at all, as the Crypt Lord, well, revealing that Blade Master gets in an Impale, and is it going to get a surround on those units? No, Grunt, not low on hit points, does have Dust of Appearance as the Blade Master doubles back around again. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 1. This game has opened up in a strange way indeed, as the Grunts are now just trying to retreat back. army size, 19 supply compared to 23. Michael is up and running on this expansion here, or will be in just a moment. Meanwhile, the tech to tier 2 just now started, while the tech to tier 3 is halfway done. Coming back around here, Blade Master looking to get some additional items here in the center portion of the map. Ring of Regeneration has really given that Blade Master a lot of additional life throughout this matchup, constantly allowing him to just stay over here on the south side of the map and harass Michael. However, it doesn't really feel like the harassment has really paid off for itself at all, as the Shadow Hunter is going to try to do a little bit of creeping. Well, is it trying to creep? Yes, it is going to do a little bit of creeping here, perhaps picking off some of those units as they are making their way back here. All right, a little bit of damage going down. Kobold Geomancer fighting their way through. There's a quick Hex taking down that Taskmaster, even though he's still giving command aura. And the Shadow Hunter should be able to get to level 2 here in just a moment. Taskmaster going to get finished off here. Grunts coming in together. Devotion Aura going to get picked up. Level 3 now on that Blade Master. Shadow Hunter is sitting at level 1, getting closer to level 2. Goblin Zeppelin going to go ahead and pick up, perhaps try and grab that Crypt Lord, as there's just so many beetles on the ground. It's difficult to try and engage. Over here on the top left-hand side, we are getting the Spirit Walkers, and we are getting the Adept training as well to try and deal with these carry-on beetles. Shadow Hunter also retreating back here as the Goblin Zeppelin and Ghouls just marching out across the field. Blade Master looking to perhaps disrupt a bit of the mining happening here at the expansion, but it doesn't look like it's going to work all that well, as we're looking at another Acolyte about to get taken down. All right, back down to, or off to the north, or in the center portion of the map here. Crypt Lord, Cloak of Shadows, Dust of Appearance, Claws of Attack.
A player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege.
Crypt Lord. All right, Shadow Hunter sitting at level 2. We are getting up a Tauren Chieftain for up to 3 heroes, and we are getting the Adept training on those Spirit Walkers for that Disenchant. Disenchant going to be important here. Blade Master actually getting revealed once more, so just extra sense from Michael to know when that Blade Master could potentially be nearby. Shadow Hunter also as it's trying to get closer to level 3, we still haven't seen if it's going to be Serpent Wards or Healing Wave as of yet, and although it's good to have options in terms of your strategy, it almost feels like Isorg doesn't quite know what he's trying to do with his Shadow Hunter. The Blade Master will obviously be needing a lot of healing, as that Shadow Hunter does get to level 3 here. There's a tiny Great Hall getting finished off. There's Healing Wave, but that was only a level 1 Healing Wave, even though it does have access to level 2. Blade Master gonna get a healing salve once more. Shadow Hunter, is it gonna get attacked? No, it is not. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 3 with still an available skill point. Not quite sure what to make of that, as the Endurance Aura, the first ability on that Tauren Chieftain. Blade Master heading back down to the bottom left-hand side of the map. Crypt Lord picking up a healing ward, able to get in some big heals, as the Blade Master is just trying to steal some more items if possible. I believe the Manual of Health went to the Crypt Lord there, as the Blade Master may be forced to use a Windwalk to try and get away. Isorg sitting on two bases. Michael sitting up on 2 bases. 52 supply compared to 50. Excuse me, 50 to 50 now. Michael purposely trying to stay out of high upkeep. Meanwhile, Blade Master is going to be able to break free from here. It's actually trapped himself into a corner, has nowhere to go, and this is a definite problem. Still needs 10 more mana before it's going to be able to break free from this tough spot. And what is going on? Death Coils constantly onto that Ghoul, making it difficult for that Blade Master. There is a Windwalk, and it is going to be able to get away down to 80 hit points, as the Spirit Link and Ring of Regeneration on that Blade Master is really just giving a lot of hit points here. Wow, that Blade Master regeneration seeming very fast indeed, almost like 5 or 6 hit points a second. Yeah, one ring of regeneration, circlet of nobility, all of that additional strength, clarity potion, healing salve, gonna be jumping back up as well. All right. Level 4, level 1 going up against level 3, level 2. Tauren Chieftain, if it gets to level 3, well, that is a sudden power spike in the overall damage output of the Orc army as you're able to stun longer. We are getting Berserkers out onto the battlefield as well as units are, well, starting to just add up here. But Michael already sitting at
A player's
61
forces
supply
are under
compared
attack.
to Ice Orcs 52. Tauren Chieftain really does need to get to level 3 here as Taurens are out onto the battlefield. Meanwhile, Death Knight's still sitting at level 1, so the movement speed bonus isn't quite there yet. All right, coming back around, are we going to be looking at a more use of healing wards, or are the obsidian statues going to be providing enough heals around as the Lich does come out onto the battlefield, has an orb of corruption, faster attack speed, claws of attack +5, +12 damage on that Lich right out of the gate. All right, the expansion looks like it's already going to be in trouble as beetles are going to be rounding around that corner. Blade Masters, Berserkers going to be getting into position. The Spirit Walkers do have mastery training, but as you know, mastery training could end up just funneling into extra experience for undead players as a grunt walks by the main forces of the undead army, taking a Frost Nova and slowing down as well. All right, Destroyer's going to try and perhaps devour some magic. There's Burrow playing a game of whack-a-mole as the Tauren Chieftain going to perhaps lay down a stomp. And there it goes, stunning majority of that undead army. All right, Undead says, you know what? I don't want to deal with a level 3 stomp at all, or level 3 Tauren Chieftain at all, as a Tauren gets resurrected right there. But that experience is still given to Michael, even if the Tauren does come back. Great, yeah. As we're fighting our way through, a little bit more healing coming underway. 75 supply army going up against 58. Impressive enough by Ice Orc to be able to force a Scroll of Town portal from Michael, even though Michael had the supply advantage there. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 3, Shadow Hunter sitting at level 3, Blade Master sitting at level 3, all of them wanting to get to that next level indeed, as the Crypt Lord, once it gets to level 5, that will be a sudden power spike as well. Power spike coming in from Michael perhaps a little bit sooner, as we should be looking at expansions now trying to be established in the corners of the map. All right, coming back. Army composition seems light on anti-air for Orc, really, with that many Berserkers out? All right, Crypt Fiends Destroyers, 2 Obsidian statues trailing in from behind. I believe we still have one more healing ward available. Crypt Lord not going to get to level 5 off of this creep camp. Needs 19 more experience, but will be able to summon up some more beetles. Blade Master, no Staff of Teleportation. Interesting call here. Normally, if you're going to be trying to go for this crazy strategy, it does make sense as the Goblin Shredder gets taken down. And does that give level 5? No, the Crypt Lord was just too far away. Only got a little bit of, or I don't believe got any experience, as it mainly went to the Death Knight and the Lich. All right, 79 supply compared to 72. Ice Orc is going to be able to live up here, as the Blade Master does have an Orb of Lightning, causing a purge onto that Destroyer. Tauren Chieftain in that frontline spot. Where is that stomp? We're waiting for it, but without the stomp, that is just a little bit too slow. The Tauren Chieftain should be stomping already, and there was just far too much time where those units weren't stomped. Death Knight ends up throwing up a Scroll of Town portal again. 74 supply compared to 64. And Michael's strategy seems to be using the burst damage of the undead early on to finish off units, and then Scroll of Town portal out of Harm's way. Meanwhile, a couple of beetles are already making their way inside here. There's a couple of disenchants, going to finish off those beetles, take them down as quickly as possible. So yeah, Michael using the Death Knight, the Lich, and the Crypt Lord burst down their opponent off of the initial engagement, and then try and Scroll of Town portal to gain experience While units, Torin Chieftain was curious there, could have gotten perhaps 2 stomps off, and getting those stomps off would have perhaps saved a berserker or two, as the Crypt Fiends would not have been able to engage. It looked like Ice Orc's attention was just focused elsewhere, perhaps trying to click with that Blade Master to focus down some individual units, but slowing down your opponent and minimizing damage is very, very important and an absolute necessity if you're trying to go up against this particular undead
A player's forces
army
are under
composition.
attack.
81 supply now. Michael in high upkeep should be trying to cancel that here. He is getting taxed far too much. That's not something you want to be doing at all. Now getting up, oh, he's actually bursting into 84 supply. Is he actually going to try to go into the mid 90s before this next engagement? And if he does, in fact, do that, that is going to be a big play indeed, as the Blade Master finishing off a ghoul off to the top right. Blade Master sits at level 4. Ice Orc with this tiny Great Hall, not going to have a problem at all. Trying to saturate this, perhaps getting up a couple of burrows, as long as he can force the engagements over here to the left. Lich still sitting at level 1, as we're going to look at an engagement moving off to the north here in just a moment. There are a lot of Berserkers, but Berserkers can get burst down rather fast, as we're going to see an engagement here in just a moment. Where's that Tauren Chieftain? Tauren Chieftain needs to lead the charge. Is he going to go right there? There, Tauren Chieftain is surrounded. There is the stomp. Impale misses the Tauren Chieftain, and that stomp right there was absolutely key. Healing wave bouncing around. Berserkers trying to go, well, just walking straight after that destroyer there, as another stomp does go down. Tauren Chieftain has plenty of mana still. Could try to go for another stomp. There's another heal. The mana stomp should use the stomp in time. Nope, not going to even stomp at all, as the units all back away. 72 supply compared to 79. Healing wave bouncing around. Level 5, level 2 compared to level 4, level 4, level 3. The experience is showing me that Ice Orc actually won out in that battle, as the ghouls were trying to finish things off over here. Right, Ice Orc with a large amount of gold. Meanwhile, Michael sitting on a larger amount of lumber. Not going to be able to survive here, as the Blade Master now going to retreat back. Army needs to go ahead and try and save this expansion before the undead army gets too close. Abomination does have Disease Cloud to try and prevent a little bit of healing. And Michael is just trying to close out this game, going into high upkeep again, as well, we're looking at Ice Orc, who is currently low on lumber limited, but perhaps can try and replace that with a whole bunch of items. Tauren Chieftain now trying to lead the charge. There is a purge onto that Goblin Zeppelin, as the Goblin Zeppelin gets taken down. Impale onto the Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter could have a very bad day indeed, and yes, it does. It gets taken down. Stomp coming in on the Tauren Chieftain, but maybe a little bit late without the support of the Shadow Hunter, as we are looking at, well, a lot of cursing coming in from the back from the Berserkers. They're missing their targets. All right, Resurrection on the Spirit Walkers. Tauren Chieftain trying to throw down stomps any way it can. The Taurens, however, are not in the front line, causing a little bit of problems as the units are trying to retreat back again. Another Impale across. 3 more Berserkers. They're going to get taken down rather fast, as the Lich, well, adds up a little bit more experience. Units are trying to retreat and regather together. 88 supply coming in from Michael, and this larger army may be exactly what he needed to try and create some separation in this game, as Ice Orc opts to try and take down the bottom left side expansion instead of defend his own. This could work out well, as he did tackle his expansion, his natural expansion, a little bit earlier. If he can force one base play from the natural expansions only, that would be enough. Scroll of Town Portal going to go ahead and teleport to the natural expansion. Still has a little bit of distance to try and make its way to the remainder here, as the Tauren's going to finish off the Nerubian and Spirit Towers. Death Knight going to be showing up here, and, well, perhaps trying to finish off some units. There goes a Frost Nova, slowing things down a bit. Death Coil finishing off one Berserker, another Berserker, as the Stomp now comes down to slow down and cause a bit of distancing. All right, Tauren down to 140 hit points, could get taken down with a Death Coil, trying to finish off more and more units as well. Well, come on, one more shot. Long distance Death Coil. No. Apparently doesn't want to get the unit. Lich sitting at level 2 once it gets to level 3, but I think there is just too much coming in from Michael. Michael was able to save the Haunted Gold Mine. One Acolyte only mining from it right now, as Michael is losing a lot of gold to upkeep, and Ice Orc must be wondering, how is Michael constantly winning out in these engagements, not realizing that his opponent's supply is very, very close to 90. Back at home here, gold is sparse because of the heavy taxes, but it doesn't really matter, as it looks like the undead is going to be able to pull out ahead here, especially with that Shadow Hunter, if he can burst down that Shadow Hunter very early on again. All right, next fight may be the most important battle coming across. Peon's going to try and rebuild that expansion. 71 supply compared to 89. Items are going to be incredibly important as well. Perhaps a potion of lesser invulnerability should also be on that Shadow Hunter, since it seems to be targeted so much as the Blade Master is nearby here. All right. What are we going to be looking at here? Destroyers joining into the battle here. One obsidian statue. Are we looking at? Nope, no healing ward. Healing totem. Tauren Chieftain gonna try to rush on in. There's a little bit of damage. Tauren Chieftain, there's a stomp, gets in good damage and a stun as the impale on the Crypt Lord stopped for temporarily. Hex onto the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord gonna try and perhaps throw down an impale, but it's a little bit late as another giant stun goes down as well. Tauren Chieftain still has a good bit of mana. There's that impale. Blade Master gets burst down though, and that could be the end right there. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 4. Shadow Hunter was unable to heal back up that Blade Master as the Tauren Chieftain trying to retreat back, even though it was in the perfect position to launch another stun again. All right, Tauren Chieftain should really be in the frontline spot, but there is another stun once more as you're at 63 supply compared to 77. Tauren Chieftain backing away once more. There goes a beautiful impale across multiple berserkers. Frost Nova takes down 2 more and leaving the remainder in the red. And I believe this is going to be it right here. Healing wave bouncing around as the Taurens are actually able to deal a lot of damage toward these Griffin. Blade Master getting resurrected back at the tavern. There goes another Tauren getting taken out. No more Spirit Walkers for resurrection. 43 supply compared to 66. Burrow on some of these units as well as the Taurens are trying to finish things off. Shadow Hunter now sitting at level 5. Level 3 healing wave bouncing around here. Tauren Chieftain not engaging. Blade Master now surrounded, trying to break free, and that is the game. Michael winning, taking down Ice Orc 2-0. And really, just by going into high upkeep, you can see how much gold he lost to upkeep. And the overall gold mine was rather similar, but he was able to engage with a larger army. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.